Welcome to the Deep Dive. We dig through the information so you get the core insights. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating area, affective computing. We're drawing heavily from Rosalind Picard's foundational work here. Our mission basically is to unpack how computers are starting to understand our emotional world, not, mind reading like in sci-fi, but by analyzing the subtle cues we give off. It's moving towards, hopefully, much more natural human-computer interaction.
Absolutely. And what's really foundational here, I think, is how the source material frames emotion itself. It talks about emotions as patterns of information. So emotions aren't just these internal feelings, they communicate, right? Through our words, our gestures, music, even physiological changes. The core idea is to treat recognizing these cues as a pattern recognition problem and expressing them. That's pattern synthesis. It's quite a shift, taking emotion from pure philosophy into something, well, quantifiable, computable.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that. So the research jumps right into a huge question. How do we even start identifying emotions for a computer? It mentions that emotions can be expressed voluntarily, like a deliberate smile, or involuntarily, think sweaty palms, something you'd only notice up close.
Right, which brings up that critical point. Can computers really know what you're feeling? And the source is clear. It's not about mind reading. It's about inferring emotional states from things we can actually observe expressions, behaviors. And importantly, no single signal is foolproof. You really need patterns of signals, like piecing together clues.
Mhm.
One clue might mislead you, but several together, that paints a picture.
So, okay, if emotions are patterns, how do we define those patterns? This is where it gets really interesting because, not everyone agrees. You've got theorists like Paul Ekman defining a small set of basic emotions, things like fear, anger, joy, maybe surprise, often tied to facial expressions he argued were universal. Yeah.
Yeah, the classic basic emotions. But then, connecting this to the bigger picture, other approaches use continuous dimensions. Think uh, arousal from calm to really excited and valence, basically, negative to positive feeling. These are maybe better for describing general mood rather than those specific discrete emotions.
Yeah.
And the choice between using discrete categories or these continuous dimensions, it really depends on what you're trying to do the application.
Mhm.
It's a bit like describing light, sometimes as particles, sometimes as waves. Both models are useful.
Okay, so given all that human complexity, what's the biggest hurdle for computers trying to read these signals?
Right.
Where does the tech actually stand? I mean, we're talking about recognizing facial expressions from video, right?
Yeah.
Using systems maybe based on Ekman's facial action coding system, that detailed map of muscle movements.
Exactly. FACS is foundational, and researchers like Essa and Pentland